What's up, guys? Thanks for taking the time today to sit down and zoom in and and chat. So you're both Texans, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Yeah.
So you're not. So I take it right now you're not together. You were doing the social distancing thing.
Mm-mm. Yeah, we're in Texas, but we're
We both got tested, and we are corona negative.
yeah.
Oh, all right. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Why'd you get tested? Were you experiencing symptoms?
We were gonna do this this work trip and kind of like risk it and fly out. And so we got tested for that, and then it ended up falling through. So
Yeah.
but we still got tested.
Here, I can probably do this. There we go.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's good.
There, that's a little better. All right. This is my first time doing my setup here in the in my office.
Oh,
So
it looks good.
thanks. Yeah, I thought I'd put some good stuff. I was trying to be like Andy Cohen and watch what happens live or whatever, and have like stuff behind me. But that way you don't have to just like concentrate on.
Yeah, it's a little stimulation behind.
Yeah, I mean you got a surfboard behind you. That's nice.
Yeah, got this plant.
Nice vibes. So and plants. Yeah, you gotta have a plant. Is it real?
And no, it's a fake plant.
Aw.
I do have real plants downstairs, but not in here.
I got the most.
Just let us all down
Yeah.
with a fake plant.
It's a
Okay,
real
so,
fake plant.
so like any modern relationship, you guys met online, isn't that right?
Yeah, we met on Tinder. No, we met on SoundCloud.
And that's kind of how. So what? You guys who reached out to whom?
I think I reached out to Colin initially.
Yeah, we were both trying to wield our way through this tiny little corner of SoundCloud.
And then the magic happened.
Well, yeah. So we literally could have lived anywhere. I have friends on SoundCloud that I've met that are in Italy, like UK, Korea, like all over the place. So he could have been anywhere, and he happened to be an hour and a half from me. So we were like, we got to link up. So I drove over to his place, and we kind of like made some music, and then a year later,
Catfished you.
Yeah. Yeah, he was actually 7 years old. Yeah, so we like just started a friendship, and then a year later, after like sending ideas and I guess honing our craft in, we kind of gained some confidence, and then we were like, hey, let's make a song. And so Colin was like, hey, I started the song, like, do you want to work on it? And then instantly made the whole song. And then we were so excited about that we decided to make an album, which was Surf.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where the magic happened.
True.
So wait, you guys just put out an album about 2 months ago or so, right?
Album 3.
End of February.
Is that the third album, or is the third album coming?
That's the third album. Yeah.
Okay. I also wanted to ask you about, you have a song, I was reading up on you guys, you sent a bio over, and I found this really interesting because you guys are young dudes, so how did you know you used a sample of Stan Getz's Girl from Ipanema?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to know that song. How do you know that song?
We just kind of heard that song around, but yeah, I don't know. We were just on SoundCloud one day, and we had heard someone flipping that beat, and we reached out to them. We're like, hey, like, what is this? It sounds awesome.
Yeah, and it's cool because like a lot of kids like way younger than us will like listen to that song and like, oh, 24/7, 365, like it's such a good song, and they're like, that it sounds so familiar, and it's like, well, you probably heard it like growing up, but like it's cool because like once they look into the song, they'll see that sample, and then they'll go listen to Girl from Ipanema. It's like it's cool that like maybe if they didn't hear 24/7, they wouldn't have found Girl from Ipanema, and now like they know more about the history of the song, and they get to experience something that's very old. So it's kind of cool to point in like a very soulful direction.
Yeah, that was that song came out in like the 60s or something, right?
Yeah, it's super old.
Like crazy. Do you get a lot of influence from some of those older 60s, 50s kind of vibey songs?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of like just awesome smash hits from the older era. And in that era, a lot of what people were talking about were love and just getting together and
Yeah, they were all horny.
positive things, very, very positive, uplifting things.
Yeah.
They didn't have Tinder back then, so
They didn't
they had to,
no, they
you know, had to go out to a malt shop. And
Right.
if it was a malt shop, I don't.
Had to go
My
walk up.
parents are older, so they would tell me that.
Yeah, to say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to actually talk to somebody
Right.
instead of just
Wow.
now how we do it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we just like listening to that era, and not to like bash a lot of the music today, but it's just like kind of down in the dumps and people talking about their selfish emotions, and so we just like to kind of share a similar vein with those older songs.
True.
Did one of you grow up, like, were you influenced by your parents by some of that music? Because like for me, I was influenced. My parents well, why am I blanking on her name? Jesus, now I can't remember. Never mind. But were you guys influenced by that? Like, was someone in your family listening to stuff like that when you were younger?
My parents listened to a lot of like Gap Band and
Gap Band,
Earth,
hell
Wind
yeah.
& Fire, Michael Jackson.
Stevie Nicks, that's who I was thinking of.
Stevie Nicks, yeah.
Yeah, my dad was like a huge classic rock guy, so like he like every like single weekend like he'd be blasting classic rock out of the garage, which also meant that like he was working and like I was about to be put to work. But still love classic rock.
Well,
So when you say classic rock, because now classic rock's different. So what was that when you were growing up? What was considered classic rock?
AC/DC, Def Leppard, Fleetwood Mac, all the greats, Aerosmith, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, Aerosmith, they're old as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
Steven Tyler's like 80 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's getting up there. All the Eagles are getting pretty old.
true.
Yeah. But no, all of that's really good music too, to like, you know, grow up on and at least get influenced. Because I feel like we're all influenced by kind of what we hear. I'm the youngest of three, so like I was influenced by brother and sister and the music that they would play. My sister, in fact, turned me on to like Bob Marley when I was like 7, I think.
Yeah.
She's a lot older than me. Well, that's cool. So you just did the 3rd album. How's it feel with the new song? Well, I guess it's not really a new song because that came off the other album, isn't it? Sunday
Right.
Best.
Yeah, it's been out for a while. Just like recently, it's never stopped growing ever since it came out, and finally it reached a tipping point where it like now is picked up on radio, and because we the reason it took so long is because we literally made it in our bedroom, put it out on the internet, and people word of mouth had to like share it. And so it wasn't like an overnight, like you get this label push and it's on all these playlists. It was just like this sneaky little song that had slowly, it was the little engine that could, if you know what that is.
I mean, that's gotta, oh yeah, I remember that. That was a great story growing up. But that's gotta be kind of trippy though, right? Like all of a sudden, you know, it's like, oh, we did this song and then boom, it kind of just explodes.
Yeah.
Unexpected, but like in a really cool way. Like it really defied our expectations by like a mile, and like we couldn't be more grateful and appreciative of everyone sharing it.
So now do you feel like pressure to really perform with another single? You're like, oh man, I got to follow this up.
It surprisingly no, because when you're just starting out, you're like, I'm this little artist right here. If you could even like have the confidence to call yourself an artist. And it seems like the industry is this giant thing out here, and here's the radio, and here's all these big playlists and whatnot. And when we're making songs, we're like, I think that sounds good. But knowing, because we were like, I think that sounds good to Sunday Best. And then that little thing has now gone as big as it can go, really. And so I think knowing that we have a good ear for that and what does sound good actually gives us more confidence, because we're like, that sounds good.
And also, I think, I mean, really, I think that's really what it is, right? It sounds good to you if you like it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you made Sunday Best, right? Like it was just, hey, this is something we like, and then everyone else kind of gravitated to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really cool.
That is
so
trippy. Like it was trippy to know that like the compass was like correct, that we had like a good idea for that stuff.
We're not crazy.
Yeah, it's like we're not crazy.
The song works.
no, I mean it's just the magic of it when it all kind of comes together, right? It's kind of magical, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an amazing journey. So crazy.
What were you saying?
What's it like? You guys are two Texas boys. What's it like having to deal with the world of Hollywood? I mean, they're very different worlds, right?
Yeah, LA's a different playground for sure. But I don't know. Like me and Forrest grew up in Texas. We both grew up like around our families. So like we're very like homegrown, home based, like very close with our family. So like we always have a bunch of people ask like, yo, are y'all gonna live out in LA? And it's like, you know, we don't think it's the worst place in the world, but like when you grow up in Texas, it's not like Texas is better than everywhere else. It's just like it has this home presence about it to where you want to stick with your friends and family. And like we'll still go out to LA for business and to handle music and sometimes record, but like Texas will always be home.
Yeah, I found that I've been to a couple different cities in Texas. I'm from St. Louis, is where I grew up. You know, I'm in Salt Lake City now. But I found that Texas has that very Midwestern vibe. I mean, I've been to Dallas, I've been to Austin. I mean, Austin, of course, is its own little world, right?
Yeah.
Like inside Texas. But Dallas, when I would spend time in Dallas, it really did make me feel like that Midwestern vibe. And I mean, unless you're kind of from that area, you don't always understand how the community kind of backs each other, or neighbors, or you know, that close knit group, right?
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. Which is that is kind of unique. Like it's not, you don't get that everywhere. The way that people treat you here is kind of different from other places.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And I'm sure as you guys have traveled around, you've seen that.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Well, moving on. As you guys have all the music to talk about, I wanted to know something maybe a little fun. What if you could be any SpongeBob character, who would you be and why?
Ooh, I love that question. I'm gonna have to think about it though. I'm gonna have to go with Sandy Cheeks, man. Like she's like the perfect Texas girl. Like, you know, she's out of her element, like with the whole underwater thing, but she's got her tank and she's got the whole astronaut fishbowl thing going on. And like she's like super happy all the time. And like she lives in a tree, which is super cool. I would love to live in a tree. So I'd have to say that.
Yeah. Maybe I'd be like Bubble Buddy. He just did whatever he wanted, and everyone like he just like didn't care, you know. He just kind of floated around, caused a bunch of ruckus.
Those are good answers. I like them. I like. Well, you know, the next SpongeBob movie, we'll make sure that you guys are you're in it. We're gonna make sure it happens. We're gonna get a SpongeBob movie going, another one.
What was the pencil sketching of Doodle Bob?
Doodle Bob. They're like.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, hey, I just want to thank you guys for taking a few minutes to talk to us, and you know, enjoy. I hope you're enjoying your quarantine. I don't know. What do you even say to that anymore? It's not like happy quarantine. You don't tell
like,
somebody that.
Just say stay safe. It's been the general.
Stay healthy. Stay safe.
Do something productive. I hope you do something productive.
I hope you
Have you guys been productive?
Yeah, I mean,
during this time.
Yeah, it doesn't change our lifestyle much since we're bedroom.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like opposite sides of the spectrum. Like I'll wake up and I'm like, I'm doing nothing today, or like I wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna do everything.
Yeah, true.
Well, I wake up and I still have to come to work every day, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah,
they're still making me work.
Yeah, man.
It could be a lot worse.
True.
I'm definitely drinking a lot more though.
Yeah.
You working out at all?
Actually, yes, I am. I did. I went about a month ago. I work out, like, I try to work out a lot. Like, I get up at like 5, go work out, and then I come into the office. But this has kind of all changed things. I kind of stopped working out, and then I gained some weight, and I didn't like it. So, do you guys remember Insanity and P90X?
Oh yeah.
So I had
Tony
those
Ward?
Insanity videos like 10 years ago, and I found them. And so I started doing Insanity again. I'm on my 3rd week, but I'm doing the 2nd month, which is the harder month, with the hour-long workouts. So I started that 2.5 weeks ago.
Wow.
It's working.
That's
It
some
sucks.
That stuff's tough. They kill you. I used to do when I was younger. I used to do P90X because my mom had it, and I was like interested by it, and used to always do the Abraprex one. Remember that?
I always catch one of those, and like
Ab-
you'd have the whole set, and she like it was just dust on that thing.
Like the black and white case.
Was your mom like this?
Yes.
I feel like my mom would buy like 3 different like companies, like or 3 different programs, and she, like nothing. Like what?
Tybo. She probably had Tybo.
What's time?
Tybo was like the OG.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
not the OG, but like
Yeah.
that was a good one. That was back when people wore like pastel workout clothes,
Ooh,
like onesie type things.
you have my attention.
Yeah, so Insanity sucks. I'm ready to get back into the gym. Hopefully, things will slowly get back to some kind of normal here in the next couple weeks. Well, in the next month, maybe. We'll see, I guess. You know?
Yeah. I think so too.
But yeah, no, I actually stopped drinking. It was Halloween. Halloween day, I stopped drinking because the night before I went to a show and I got wrecked. Like, I woke up drunk. I woke up drunk the next morning.
Oh man.
And I haven't woken up drunk, what day is it? No, I'm kidding. I hadn't woken up drunk in like years. So I think at that point I was like, I'm done drinking. I think I had like a glass of wine at Thanksgiving and then, a glass of wine again at Christmas. But when you have nothing else to do, I've just been going home going, I guess I'll have a drink.
Yeah.
So I haven't been as productive as you guys, minus the insanity, I guess.
I mean, we're not perfect by any means. Like we try to stay productive, and luckily, like it's easy for us to be productive. So.
Right.
Well, good. Well, hopefully some good music will come out of this from you guys, and we'll have yet another album. I mean, I can't believe you guys have 3 albums already.
Yeah, we love putting out music.
Yeah. Usually for us, it's like when it rains, it pours. Like we could go months of like having a dry spell, but like when we're in album mode, we could crank out a whole album in a month. Like
it just comes to you at that point.
Yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it's just
can't escape it.
Finding like a place. Like for the 3rd album, like we like found like a lake house and like just honed a bunch of energy there for like a month, and it just was just spewing out.
Well, that doesn't seem like it sucks.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was a good time. And we got Wi-Fi. There's no service there, so we got this Wi-Fi router box, and we were able to like play video games and stuff.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
Big Rocket League guy.
Big Rocket League.
You should see Forrest play Rocket League. It's incredible.
That's my true talent.
You missed your calling, is what you're saying? You should
Yeah.
have done it.
Yep.
Worldwide recording artist. Yep. My true talent is actually driving a little race car.
Yes.
I mean, hey, if it works for you, right? Maybe you can find a way to do both. That would be the dream.
Sure.
Maybe.
Do like a Twitch channel or something.
This is Twitch.
There you go. Hey, crazier things have happened in life.
Honestly, not a bad idea. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I think don't you get paid for Twitch, right?
Yeah, but I feel dude, there's a guy from what Barstool is for us?
Yeah.
Big Cat Barstool. He's literally like these past few weeks, he's literally been playing NCAA on Xbox. Like it got discontinued at 14, but he's playing a computer team, and he's like doing a season. He's got like 50,000 viewers every game. And he's playing NCAA 14. Like what?
He's just playing video games and
he made this alias of like a head coach called Gus Duggerton. He's like going through like a whole virtual season. It's really
Hey, I might break out my NES. I still have an NES. Like the old. Yeah, I'll get Mario Brothers out. Let's school you all.
yeah, we're big Nintendo guys too.
Yeah, I liked the third Mario Bros. One with like the tail, like a is it a cat or a fox?
Yeah, the fox. Yeah.
The fox.
Yep.
Super Mario Bros. 3 on NES.
Yeah. I have that. I think I still have my old Zelda, like the original Zelda. I got some classics. I'll send them your way, and then you can brush up.
All right, I'll Twitch them.
And put them on Twitch. Exactly. See, I'm helping you. You start them on
Appreciate
Twitch. Colin and Forrest of Surfaces. Check out their single Sunday Best, their album as well that they just dropped a couple months ago, back in like February. Guys, I appreciate you taking a few times to jump on Zoom and have a chat. It's nice to meet you both.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Have a great day, guys. Thanks so much.
See you, man.
See ya.
All right. See ya.